On Saturday, February 22nd, you are invited to A Night with the Panthers, a special fundraiser dedicated to supporting Black Panther veterans who now require assistance with essential needs such as medicine, food, and housing. These Black Panther veterans championed human rights, fed the hungry, educated the community, and stood as powerful symbols of resistance and resilience. Despite their incredible sacrifices, loving and serving the people did not come with retirement plans or financial security. So, now it's our time to honor their legacy and ensure that they are cared for with the dignity they deserve. You can help by attending and supporting A Night with the Panthers, Saturday, February 22nd, 6:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. at the Project 43 Team Post Center, 6841 Crenshaw Boulevard, Los Angeles. For more information, contact Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. That's Black Panther Party Breakfast at gmail.com or call 707-554-2784. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black. It's KBLA Talk 1580's third annual Black History Month Luncheon, and you're invited. This is year 2 of our climate justice work, and this year's $2 million 12-month campaign is all about linking and combating the relationship between climate and Black health. We already know that these wildfires will leave in their wake even greater inequities, including negative impacts on Black health, given the toxic air pollutants circulating in the air we breathe. So, as part of this year's climate campaign, we're honoring Black doctors and leaders in healthcare at our annual Black History Month Luncheon, Friday, February 28th at noon. If you would like to join us, just go to our KBLA 1580 website and register for your chance to be our guest at the luncheon. We'd love to see you. And in case you haven't heard the news, KBLA Talk 1580 was just named one of the semifinalists for the American Climate Leadership Awards 2025. Caring about the climate, caring about the community, changing the conversation. We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black down.
I need a dollar, that's what I need. Hey, hey. Well, I need a dollar, that's what I need. Hey, hey. Said I need a dollar, that's what I need. And if I share with you my story, would you share your dollar with me? Bad times are coming and I reap what I done sowed. Hey, hey. Well, let me tell you something, all that glitters ain't gold. It's been a long old troublesome road, and I'm looking for somebody come and help me carry this load. I need a dollar, that's what I need. Hey, hey. Well, I need a dollar, that's what I need. Well, I don't know if I'm walking on solid ground, 'cause everything around me is falling down. And all I want is for someone to help me. I had a job, but the boss man let me go. He said, I'm sorry, but I won't be needing your help no more. I said, please, Mr. Boss Man, I need this job more than you know. But he gave me my last paycheck and he sent me on out the door. Well, I need a dollar, that's what I need. Hey, hey. Said I need a dollar, that's what I need. Hey, hey. And I need a dollar, that's what I need. And if I share with you my story, would you share your dollar with me?
KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, I don't know.
Happy Freedmen Friday. Man, okay, so look, the LA Reparations Commission is rolling deep today. They must mean business, and I'm glad about it. We are obviously talking about reparations. That's what we do every Friday, second hour of the show. And we do it intentionally because we want to make a difference in terms of how you view reparations, how you spread the word about it, and how much you know regarding the progress that's being made. Commissioner Khansa Muhammad, as I've said, is on her way to us. What a delight. I did not know, but I'm super excited to have on the president and CEO, former president and CEO of the LA Urban League, a former U.S. ambassador in the Obama administration, after decades as a leading international attorney, and he is the chair of the Los Angeles County Reparations Advisory Commission. Ambassador Michael Lawson, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you very much for having me. It's the city, not the county.
Yeah, I should have said city.
Yep.
I misspoke. It's absolutely the city. And congratulations on your work. I was able to get a copy of the preliminary report that came out, and it's quite impressive.
Thank you. There's a lot of people putting a lot of work into it, taking the time and going back and forth and making sure that the community understands what we are trying to do and what we are hoping that we will move forward with. This is a very important issue. This is not the first time this has been done, and I'm just really proud to be a part of it.
When you say this is not the first time this has been done, what are you referring to?
I'm referring to the fact that reparations have been provided to a lot of different people over the years, and the African Americans who were supposed to get reparations after the Civil War. It hasn't happened. It has not happened. But the fact of the matter is, this is not something that is new to the world, and this is something that our community should receive. And this is something that has been talked about for a long time, and we are going to continue to push forward to make sure that it is effective.
I mean, it's a good point. Black people have been pushing for the payment of the debt that's owed to us since Callie House, right, during our actual enslavement. But when you talk about the main kind of halls of power in political parties and such, I mean, you worked within that system. You were part of the Obama administration. Certainly it's been considered, or it was previously considered, a fringe issue. How far do you think we've come, and what do you think drives that?
It's a battle. We have been fighting battles for so long. This is just another one. This is not the first time this has been brought up. It is not the last time it will be brought up. The fact of the matter is, this is another step in our process to get what we deserve.
We're joined by the vice chair of the LA Reparations Commission. She's a reparations advocate and an educator. Khansa Jones-Muhammad, a.k.a. Friday Jones, is with us. Good morning, Queen.
Good morning. It's always
Commissioner.
good to be in studio. I'll take Queen Commissioner.
Queen Commissioner, Commissioner Queen. Yes, good morning. You guys are rolling deep this morning. You guys are on a mission this morning. What's happening tomorrow?
We are. I mean, tomorrow, honestly, public comment is always my most favorite part of public sessions. And this is really an opportunity for community, whether it's Black-led organizations, whether it's potential beneficiaries, to really come forward with their own personal testimony and honestly with some of their own recommendations. This is a culmination, obviously, of hard work with Cal State Northridge and Mockingbird, our education and development partners. The commitment that we've had from Capri Maddox, obviously the general manager for the Civil and Human Rights Department, and her staff, Diamond, Myra. I'm not going to get all the names, but this is a culmination of work. And, for us as commissioners, we're almost getting the exposure to the final report along with the public. I'm about halfway through it, and it's like telling, the history is a tapestry. And I think that when it comes to repair, that tapestry almost will act as a covering, meaning the recommendations that will come from us, and I've had my own thoughts, again, not being fully through the report, but I think that tapestry really, really lays a solid foundation for the next part, which is our part as commissioners. And so I'm really excited to engage with the public. The last unveiling that we had at Cal State Northridge was the what do you call it? The short version. It was
the preliminary
the
report.
summary.
Yeah, the summary.
It was like the
executive
summary.
Yeah.
That's the
That's
term
the one
I'm looking
I have
for.
at home.
So I think when you go from that executive summary to some of just the stone cold facts that are in the full report, I think for people who have the lived experience, it's going to be affirming and validating. And I think for some people who just did not know, they're going to see the opportunity, as I see the opportunity for the city to really step forward with a full repair. So,
Ambassador Lawson, describe the process. You guys have been gathering information for how long have you been working on this? And it's a couple years?
Yes.
A couple years.
And counting.
Gathering information, then working with Cal State Northridge and Mockingbird to create this report, which they then bring back to you. And then you process that and make recommendations as far as policy, or how does that work? What's that process?
Well, you have established exactly what we are supposed to do. We are not going to, we're setting the framework for the next steps, but we are not here to say this is what we are going to do. 1, 2, 3, ABC. We have to listen to the community. We have to listen to our elected officials, and this is not going to be an easy process. And this is not the first time this process has been put forth. So we are going to continue to fight for this. This is what the benefit that we have here is that the elected officials are saying this is something that needs to be done.
Right. So once you guys review the full report, you'll meet as a commission and then make recommendations. Do you make recommendations to the city council? Is that what happens next?
So we are a blue ribbon commission, meaning that we were essentially put together to serve the mayor. So our recommendations will go to the mayor, but to Chair Lawson's point, in the very beginning of the report, the city council members that are really supporting this front facing, and we have to remember that appointees did come from Marquise Harris Dawson, as well as Curran Price, so they are obviously supporting the work and the effort. Heather Hutt coming in, after Mark Ridley Thomas made appointments, she is supporting. And we also have Hugo Soto Martinez and Tim McCosker, who are standing strong. So that's like a nice, number of city council members that are actually stepping to the forefront in advance of our recommendations. And honestly, I think that is very important. I've been very vocal about what has happened at the state level. And for us to have this kind of investment from the actual legislators at this point in our process, I hope we'll have the best outcome for the beneficiary class of Los Angelinos that would be the recipients of reparations from the city.
It's really pretty stunning. I've only seen, obviously, the executive summary. I don't have the full report.
You got to come.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's talk about, how folks can do that too. But it's pretty stunning because even though I know that we were impacted by Jim Crow and enslavement and everything else, to see stuff in black and white and actually pinpointing certain neighborhoods and institutions within the city, it's very it's very jarring, kind of.
Well, these are just the facts. We are making sure that what we need is going to come from the community. And it's not just the community that we have here, but their ancestors who have told their stories, who have gone through the pain of being in Los Angeles and trying to meet the what we have been promised as citizens, and we have not gotten that.
And there's a trigger warning, like full disclosure. There is a trigger warning at the beginning because some of the stories, in terms of the nature, in terms of graphic, my grandmother's not from Los Angeles, but I recall taking her when my daughter was turning 10 years old. We did a trip to Washington, D.C. And at the time, before the Smithsonian, there was the Anacostia African-American Museum. And she and my aunt, who are about the same age from the rural South, walked in and they saw the images and they didn't want to stay. They were ready to walk out. And I think for some people reading some of what is in there, and there's an example with the Black Panthers, and how there was like a movement from, and I think this, was like in the 60s, gang violence was in Los Angeles at that time, what we would term, and I hate the term black on black crime because it's proximity crimes. People commit crimes where they live, and black people tend to live amongst themselves, just like white folks live amongst themselves. But once the gang stopped fighting each other and actually got behind the Black Panther Party and the movement, the feeding of the children, the political education, the FBI noticed. And so when we were trying to create like that community and repair ourselves, because no one was doing it at that time in terms of the city, LAPD is highly, highly in multiple chapters highlighted, and their leadership, and how their leadership was very racialized in terms of how policing was done. Then the Black Panther Party was targeted purposely. So after, we can't arrest you now, you're not doing whatever the supposed gang, and even that is questionable and suspect because it's through a racialized over-policing lens. But when you kind of read that, and people are quick to tell us, pull yourselves up by the bootstraps, well, when we do that, there comes a new wave of almost racialized violence. And so that for me was powerful, and there's a lot of that. And I think that when people see, we're not quite 1,100 pages like the state task force. We're about 400 pages. But as I was reading through it, honestly, my first sitting, I got halfway through it, and I have to get through the rest of it tonight so that I feel like I can be fully present in the discussion tomorrow. But it's a lot to take in. It really is a lot to take in.
Yeah, when I talk about that discussion tomorrow, the role you can play and what their takeaways are from that 200 pages. There's so much to unpack, so much to stay abreast of. That's why we have Freedmen Fridays on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
KBLA Talk 1580 stands with you neighbor to neighbor, bringing you resources and what you need to know. For information on fire recovery resources, recovery hubs, and available services, call 211 for the City of Los Angeles and 311 countywide. Aid distribution locations, repopulation updates, and safety rules are constantly changing. Visit the LA City and LA County websites for the latest. If you'd like to sign up for the county's free debris removal, fill out a right of entry form, or get a list of disaster recovery centers that are still active, please visit recovery.lacounty.gov or call the debris hotline at 844-347-3332. If you're vulnerable to mudslides with rain in the forecast, free sandbags are being offered. Go to lacounty.pw/sandbags to find out where to get them. Businesses who have lost their facilities due to the fires can use a regional online source to get free or discounted locations. Whether you're interested in donating or finding space, you can visit the Business to Business Space Share portal at spaceshare.lacounty.gov. Additional LA County small business support and programs can be found at opportunity.lacounty.gov. Praying, advocating, and standing with you. KBLA Talk 1580.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.
When it comes to sending last-minute Valentine's Day gifts, nobody delivers like Target Circle 360. Get the perfect surprise delivered right to their door with Target Circle 360's unlimited same-day delivery on orders over $35. Start with a dozen red roses, then choose from our delicious assortment of favorite day candy and more. Crush your Valentine's Day celebration by sending something to everyone on your list. Only at Target. Restrictions apply.
Dominique DiPrima. This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. Let's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
And the commission is in the building, the City of Los Angeles Reparations Advisory Commission, which is under the LA Civil Rights Department. The chair of the commission, Ambassador Michael Lawson, is here, and the vice chair, Khansa Jones-Muhammad, is here. I am in the presence of reparations heavy hitters, and we appreciate the work. I mean, this is a lot of work. You guys have dedicated your time to this, and I just want to say thank you. As you know, we're having little unofficial meetings during the news, the traffic and sports, but I just want to say thank you, because it is, and every person that shows up and gives a testimony, but especially you guys, because you're day in, day out pushing this forward.
Thank you. I appreciate that, especially because on my social media, I pinned what's happening tomorrow, and someone actually asked, is this legit or is this a grifter? And I'm like, ma'am, I'm a commissioner. I don't know how you want me to respond to that, but I hope to see you tomorrow at CAM at 2:30.
Here's my response. Do some reading, because if you don't know that the city of LA under the Civil Rights Department has its own reparations commission, you can look it up. It's everywhere. You guys are on the city website. It's just like saying, is there really a state task force? There is.
Yeah. It was an interesting comment.
I've had those conversations with people that you would really think would know, movers and shakers, and that's one of the reasons we launched this Friday thing. I was like,
we're so grateful you did.
Y'all like, wait, what? It's been like a year and a half we've been doing. Wait, what? Y'all don't know that this head exploding.
Well, that's why you guys are here.
Yeah,
that's exactly right.
It's part of our job. So let's talk about tomorrow. What's happening? And since we're so close to the end with the final report, explain how that works.
I have to thank, our host, California African American Museum. They stepped up to host, I think, our first public interface, and that was so well attended, which, really let us know there was an appetite in Los Angeles for this kind of work. And so it's kind of full circle coming back there with the final report, because at that point in time, we had nothing but an idea. We had an idea, and although we're not through the final phase, which is obviously the recommendations that are coming from the commission, I think we really are at a point to invite the public in a way where, again, there's validation. There's so much validation in this final report.
Yeah, validation. And you guys are setting a precedent. We are setting a precedent. So what are we asking people to do tomorrow?
First of all, is listening, because this is not the end game. This is not the end of this project. It is, we're telling them what we have been doing, where we are, and the steps that we need to take as we go forward. This is not over. This is not something that has been set in stone, signed by any of the elected officials. But they have asked us to do this. We've asked us to put this together. They've asked us to set the groundwork for the possibility of making this happen. This isn't the first time this effort has been made.
So it's Saturday, it's tomorrow, at the California African American Museum. Starts at 2:30. And what will happen?
One, I advise folks to be there early, and my understanding is that CAM put up a registration. I don't think I realized that there was a registration. I'm not sure if that's required, but you do want to go to the California African American Museum website and go ahead and register for the event. In terms of who is going to be present and speaking and highlighted, Curran Price, who did the UBI work in the city of Los Angeles, in terms of just these are off the top, not printed recommendations, but I think our seniors who grew up in a definitely a segregated America, segregated Los Angeles specifically, a UBI program, I think for that particular an age-specific beneficiary class would be a good thing. So it's great to have him on the panel, where we can uplift some of his past work. We obviously have General Manager Capri Maddox, former City of LA attorney. So she's got that legal mind. She's been the visionary in her department, helping sure that we were staffed well enough to get this done, which, let me tell you, sometimes we keep those those staffers on the clock late. And so having her perspective, I think, is going to be extremely helpful. And then one of my favorites, Senator Bradford, who wrote some really, really progressive reparations legislation in 2024 at the state level, including having an American Freedmen agency, a state agency. So again, just off the top of my head, things that have been done and or recommended, what would that look like potentially for the city of Los Angeles? He also had the land back bill. He worked with Kevon Ward and Where's My Land, which was Bruce's Beach. What does that potentially look like from a city lens? And then he put the money together. That's my favorite part. The accountant in me always loves talking about budgets and a little bit of money. But, he put that bill forward, which actually made it through appropriations in the state.
Oh, Lord.
We get time.
Yeah, hold that thought. We'll continue after news, traffic, and sports.
Okay.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know with BIN News. Senator Ted Cruz revealed that the Army helicopter involved in last week's mid-air collision near D.C. had its advanced surveillance system turned off. The crash killed 67 people. Wall Street closed with mixed results. The Dow Jones fell by 125 points, the S&P 500 rose by 22 points, and the Nasdaq gained 99 points. President Trump is expected to sign an executive order sanctioning the International Criminal Court, including financial sanctions and visa restrictions for officials involved in investigating U.S. allies or citizens. This follows bipartisan backlash over an ICC arrest warrant for Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu. And famed hip-hop executive Irv Gotti, founder of Murder Inc. Records, has died at 54. His cause of death is still unconfirmed, though he reportedly suffered strokes recently. I'm Bree Wood on the Black Information Network, your home for Black News First.
New year, fresh start. Why not with better water? LifeSource Water gives you clean, filtered water from every tap with no salt and no frequent maintenance. Call 800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com today. Warranty limitations apply.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The NBA needs to make an exception for LeBron James and put him in the Hall of Fame today. Players have to wait 5 years after retiring before Hall of Fame consideration, but LeBron is showing no signs of retirement knocking on his door. He had 42 points, 17 rebounds, and 8 assists in the Lakers' 120-112 win over Golden State. At age 40, LeBron became the oldest player in NBA history to score 40 points. The Lakers have won 4 straight. The Clippers have lost 3 straight after losing at home to Indiana 119-112. Some personnel issues are beginning to surface. Indiana's bench outscored the Clippers bench 43-19. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, congratulations to former Chargers tight end Antonio Gates. He was elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Gates did not play football in college. He was a basketball player at Kent State University. More on Gates' outstanding story this afternoon. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
I feel so alone.
I'm embarrassed to talk about it.
How can I help my kid if I can't help myself?
I can't remember when I wasn't stressed.
I don't like it.
Inside.
When you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts and emotions, it's okay to get help. You are not alone. CalHope is here for you with free, safe, and confidential mental health resources for youth, young adults, families, and you. Find support now at calhope.org.
Small businesses are the heart of America. But you don't have to go it alone. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Get the connections, education, and guidance you need with SCORE. We're ready to help. Find a mentor today at score.org.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
This sandwich is not just spicy, it's flavorful. Hi, this is Patayo.
And this is Elsa. And a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich is that spicy kick. Because the spice comes in at just the right moment.
Oh, no. A little thing I love is that cilantro lime sauce. It's a fun blend of zesty and bold. That's what really makes me happy. Are you gonna eat all your fries?
Order a Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe Sandwich and a Diet Dr. Pepper on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
The following is not a contest and is a paid advertisement by Family Vacation Getaways with the purpose of soliciting sales or vacation ownership. For complete details, please visit fvgradio.com. If you want a complimentary stay in Cancun at a luxury resort, then Family Vacation Getaways may have your ticket to paradise. We're giving away a 5-day and 4-night stay to the first qualified 50 callers who can name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. An animal that lays eggs and is not a bird. Do you know it? Call now, 800-868-6431, 800-868-6431. You may also be eligible for an exciting bonus vacation to Orlando, Florida for just $398. And don't worry about anything ruining your plans. We can extend your travel up to 18 months. Name an animal that lays eggs and is not a bird, and you may be eligible to get a complimentary Cancun resort stay and an optional bonus vacation to Orlando for just $398. What are you waiting for? Call 800-868-6431. Again, call 800-868-6431 and give us your answer.
Heard any other talk radio lately that sounds anything like this? We didn't think so. You're listening to Unapologetically Progressive, KBLA Talk 1580.
The LA Civil and Human Rights Department is in the building. LA Civil Rights Department of the City of Los Angeles, of course, houses a number of commissions, among them the Reparations Advisory Commission. We have the chair and the vice chair sitting here on this Freedmen Friday. Honored to have you both, Ambassador Michael Lawson and Commissioner Khansa Jones-Muhammad. So the panel on tomorrow is called Reparations, What's Next? And you are starting to go there with us, Commissioner Jones-Muhammad, as far as, what's next?
Yeah, and letting people know who's on the panel. And we left off with Senator Bradford, and I'm really excited to have him there because I think he can give us guidance. We really have modeled ourselves after the state task force. We've learned so much from their wins and losses. And so for him to be on the panel tomorrow, I think is going to be great. And then we have Kim Smith from Bloomberg and, her reporting.
Erica Smith. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Erica Smith. What did I say?
Kim, but it's okay. I just said you guys were the county commission. Didn't mean to. It's Friday. It's the city commission.
And this is not coffee in the cup. It's just water. So
yeah, the county doesn't actually have a commission yet, right? They have a motion.
They have a motion, and I'm glad to see that. Off air, we talked a little bit about Asheville. Asheville is highlighted in the Mockingbird report. And Mockingbird, again, was our development partner, and they looked at different reparations models. Asheville was one of them, and I like Asheville's model. It's one of the ones I like the most. It could be I'm biased because my folks are from North Carolina, but I feel like they really have a sense. First of all, they know who they are. They know their history. They are tied in a way to the land there. And so the city, the county got together, both entities put money into their reparations fund, and then they stood up a third-party stakeholder authority. And the stakeholder authority actually has some meat to it. They actually have some oversight ability and authority. And so that model to me is the best because you have inside, outside, like inside government, outside government. And that's something
together.
We can talk about, tomorrow, because I do think that that's important. I think learning from the state, that is something we could learn. I think they're still trying to figure out their inside, outside, and Asheville is a way to mirror that work.
If you want to hear more about that, actually, gosh, it's been about 6 months, but Dewana Little was on with us from Asheville, and you can find that wherever you get your podcasts. It's also on YouTube. She's the chair of the Asheville Reparations Commission, and she kind of broke it down. And one of the things I loved is the level of commitment. That was clearly they're all in on reparations. Of course, it's a lot smaller of a place. It's a little easier to get, 200 people all in and 12 million. But we're working on it, right?
We definitely are. In terms of commitment, and I want to recognize Ann Haley, who is a descendant of Alex Haley. I want to recognize Heather Aubrey. Those are our two city attorneys who really have been giving guidance. And I think part of the messaging, the idea of sort of being all in as we were doing the research, interfacing with CSUN, it was important from just the legal perspective for us to understand essentially how to be all in. And I do think that those two city attorneys, hand clap for them. I think in addition to keeping us, administratively correct with with dotting our I's and crossing our T's, I think they really did a great job in almost like building a bit of the defense in advance. And that I think was smart. And, we have Chair Lawson, who's an attorney. We have Virgil Roberts, who are attorneys. And, these gentlemen are pristine in their own rights, and having them on the commission and their breadth of knowledge, I think makes the final phase, and we'll probably do something big for that too, but it makes that final phase of recommendations, I think, that more solid, because we have that kind of brain trust there. And Commissioner Kaisi, my road dog, we take a lot of community.
He'll be with us a week from Friday, so he can report back on
he
Saturday.
He knows everybody, but like Chair Lawson, they know everybody. But again, like that, he's worked in community, for so long, and so to have that level of expertise in the trenches, I think is going to make a difference. But Asheville is to date my favorite model.
So we're inviting you. It's free, and I just registered at cammuseum.org. It's CAAMmuseum.org, but you don't have to register. It's 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. tomorrow at the California African American Museum in Exposition Park, and this is the panel put on by LA Civil Rights. What's next for reparations? You guys will both be there, obviously. We were talking during News, Traffic, and Sports about how, for me, another reason that I wanted to do this is because of some of the talking points that I hear from our own community. Black people who tell me, you are wasting your time. This ain't never going to happen. They ain't going to give us nothing. Why are you spending your energy on this? What do you say to that, Reverend Lawson?
I say that we have to fight. The fact of the matter is, if you are knocked down, do you just stay on the ground? No. You get up, dust yourself off, and keep pushing. The fact of the matter is, it's not as if reparations is something that no one has ever gotten. Absolutely not. The fact of the matter is that we deserve it. Everything, all the dots have been the T's are being crossed, the I's are being dotted.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to get it right.
Yes.
But the fact of the matter is, we are not going to give up. We are not going to stop. The reparations have been on paper for decades.
Yeah. Well, I think, and I called you Reverend, but I meant to say Ambassador. See, I don't know, I have Friday brain. But to your point, and I keep bringing this up because I think people need to realize that there was a great article in the Washington Post about the study out of Harvard that found that the United States is well positioned and very experienced in giving reparations, just not to black people. Lots of people have gotten reparations. Coal miners whose crops have failed, workers whose companies have gone bankrupt, victims of terrorism and natural disaster, people exposed to nuclear radiation, military veterans, people wrongfully convicted in the legal system, people denied earnings on tribal lands, fishermen facing depleted fish stocks, workers and businesses affected by U.S. trade agreements. Like everybody except black people has basically got reparations. So to your point, Reverend Lawson, it sounds like we know how to do it. We've done it before. So you're saying that's a reason to keep fighting? Is that your lawyer hat saying this is there's a precedent?
Oh, there's no question about it. But the other part of it is we are here because we are standing on the shoulders of the people who have come before us. This is not our first fight. This is not going to be our last fight. And the fact of the matter is we need to dust ourselves off and do what our ancestors are asking us to do, are begging us to do, because we cannot just step back and say, oh, it didn't work that time, so it's not going to do it again. No, because they didn't stop. And we are where we are because they fought, and we need to do the same thing.
Don't be one of those people. It's Black History Month. Don't be one of those people that said, well, we can never end slavery, so we should just keep on keeping on. Don't be one of those people. KBLA Talk 1580. Unapologetically reparationists.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month. If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 is committed to self-care and community well-being. Walk Good LA was formed in June 2020, inspired by the Black Lives Matter movement and the beginning stages of the COVID-19 pandemic. What began as a few minutes of breath work and yoga meditation before protests against police brutality turned into a safe space for the community to heal in hard times. The immensely positive response from the community transformed the momentum into a movement. Today, Walk Good LA is a black and brown-led community wellness organization based in Los Angeles. They provide spaces for healing through community yoga classes, guided meditations, hikes, run clubs, and other activations throughout Los Angeles that attract hundreds of members weekly. With the help of Propel and Michael B. Jordan, they now have a yoga and wellness studio in Los Angeles called the Walk Good Yard. To join their mailing list and connect with healing spaces, please visit walkgoodla.org. That's walkgoodla.org. Or find them on Instagram at walkgoodla. This is a community call to action, a community call to healing from KBLA Talk 1580.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Individual results may vary. Consult a doctor prior to use.
If you've struggled to lose weight in the past, this important message is for you because you could lose as much as 50 pounds or more with Zelfie. Zelfie makes it easy and affordable to get weight loss treatment 100% online. Zelfie providers can prescribe FDA-approved GLP-1 weight loss medications clinically shown to help people lose weight like Wegovy, Zepbound, and others. Plus, help get the medication covered by insurance so it's as little as $0 a month.
The doctors are super helpful, and the meds have been a game changer. It's the first program I've had success with.
Before Zelfie, I was unable to lose weight, even though I was eating healthy and exercising 6 days a week. Zelfie helped me not only lose weight, but I feel so much better.
Text GOAL to 200-300 to get started today with Zelfie and see if weight loss medications like Wegovy or Zepbound are right for you. Don't wait. Text now for a link to your exclusive offer. Text GOAL to 200-300. That's GOAL to 200-300. GOAL to 200-300.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate loses and love wins.
We're talking reparations, and we are going to keep talking reparations on our Freedmen Fridays every single week, as long as I have this microphone. Okay, Tavis Smiley doesn't mind.
Hey, Tavis.
It's a different landscape in America right now, though. Ambassador Michael Lawson is with us. He's the chair of the City of Los Angeles Reparations Advisory Commission. Vice Chair Khansa Jones-Muhammad is with us, a.k.a. Friday Jones. What about that? We're in an anti-DEI era, right? The Attorney General newly appointed for the United States is saying she's going to go after businesses that practice DEI. Is reparations DEI? Will it fall in that category as far as this anti-DEI kind of aggression that we see going on?
Oh, it's just another fight. It's just another fight. I'm going to go, excuse me, Sunday, Super Bowl.
Okay.
2 black quarterbacks.
Right.
Is that DEI? Is that DEI? No, it's not DEI. I mean, the fact of the matter is, for the longest time, NFL would have black folks on the field, but never quarterbacks. And why do we have black quarterbacks? A lot of black quarterbacks in the NFL? Because they are the best. And the fact of the matter is, the DEI issue is just a way of pulling back and doing what they were trying to do, have been doing for years. Basically hiring people that look just like them. And this is just another part of this fight. It's just another part of this fight. They don't want us to basically show the talent, the skill, the intelligence that we have. And why do they want to avoid that? Because they know that we have that, even beyond what they are doing.
Yeah. Imagine you enslaved somebody for 400, for however many hundreds of years it is. I always say 400. Some people say 274, whatever it is. And then Jim Crowed them and then took their wealth when they built it back. And they keep coming. Keep coming. Keep coming.
So DEI is not failed Reconstruction. Failed Reconstruction is reparations. So that's one. Two, we have high school students that solve the Pythagorean theorem. And then we have Kyle Rittenhouse. And so this is my opinion, not speaking as a commissioner in this moment. Kyle Rittenhouse is the DEI hire.
Oh, Lord. What? Explain what you mean when you say DEI is not failed Reconstruction, because I think you're getting to a point that I keep trying to help folks understand, which is reparations is not welfare. It is not affirmative action. It is a debt that is owed to Black America.
There are very few people, except for some of my inmate family, that are going essentially to work to not be compensated. You don't get up and go to work to not be compensated. Commissioner Lawson doesn't get up to go to work to not be compensated. I certainly don't. I don't go to the same place every day to not be paid. And so unpaid wages, particularly to descendants of chattel slavery in the United States. This is before we get to convict leasing, which still goes on. This is before we get to segregation, desegregation, redlining, environmental harms built into where people live, how people live. This is before we get into any of these things. And so DEI is not failed Reconstruction. Diversity, equity, and inclusion, to me, should be a normal thing. Like, it should be normal just because America is a tapestry. You can't say America is, a world full of immigrants one day, and then the next day you don't want to know about them. That's interesting, isn't it? Again, not as a commissioner. Those were my opinions. And now I'll get back to my commissioner
And now
hat.
she's putting the commissioner hat back on. It's interesting that you frame it, Ambassador Lawson, as just another fight, because it does kind of feel like, same groceries, different bag.
Oh, there's no question about it. There's no question about it. The fight that we have to put this armor on for this president and the people that he's brought in. They want to push the needle back so far. But the fact of the matter is we have been fighting forever, and we will continue to fight. We know what they're trying to do, and we know the pattern that they have put in place. And the first one is they want to make sure that everybody that is around them looks just like them.
Right. I think that's why there's a thing floating around on social media saying that instead of saying DEI, we need to say it all out loud, what it is: diversity, equity, and inclusion. So if you're standing against it, you're admitting what you're standing against.
I'm going to catch flack for this, but it's funny to me. That's why I laugh. But how dare they deny my Irish ancestors and my whiteness?
Okay, well, you won't catch flack from me. But look, I mean, when you talk about the tapestry of America, however salad, tapestry, whatever you want to call it, the fact of the matter is, in order to have an intentionally all-white cabinet, you actually have to go out of your way to not reflect the reality of today's world.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, this is a panoply of this entire world, quite frankly. And to say DEI was just saying, let's stop trying to eliminate the people that don't look like us.
But you're talking about an administration who has a co-president or whatever, a South African guy who has convinced the president that any kind of, eminent domain done by the South African government in the public interest is genocide. And therefore, so we're talking about not even just denial of the debt that's owed under reparations, but denial of the concept of restitution, reparation, and all that goes with it.
The fact of the matter is, you can put whatever words you want. This is KKK stuff. I mean, this they're going back to what was in the books 40, 50, 60 years ago, and the system that they wanted in place, redlining, all these other things, so on and so forth. They want to go back to that, and we have an administration that is supportive of that. And all this means is that we have to go back to where the people that came before us, the shoulders on which we stand. We have to engage the types of activities that they did to turn this thing around again.
And that's why the opportunity, in as much as it exists in this period of time, is probably at the city level, right? At the county level. That's where we have more control.
We have more control. And just to reference something in the report, LAPD Chief William Parker from the 1950s and some of the tactics that he used, like what is happening at the federal level with the Trump administration is a repeat of that. And so I think at this point, America as a country, America as a society, either we believe in our Constitution or we don't. Either we believe in the values that it imparts or we don't. That 14th Amendment, people, the 14th Amendment, really, like the Ed Blooms who are bringing all these cases and these conservative organizations that are bringing these cases, step on that 14th Amendment. But the 14th Amendment has two sides to it. And it's time for America to recognize the second side, which clearly states where there have been harms, where someone is creating legislation, if it needs to be race-based in order to repair the harm and essentially provide restitution to the people who have been harmed, then we have to stand on our Constitution. You do not get to take the one part without the other. You do not get to railroad it because it makes you uncomfortable. There are some people who have to do some emotional growing. It is not the responsibility of Black Americans, particularly descendant Americans of chattel slavery, to continue to coddle racism. Coddle people who can't handle change and difference. That is something that you take up with your therapist. You want to minimize government and take it up with your therapist.
Well, we're going to have to leave it there. What a great conversation with Ambassador Michael Lawson and Commissioner Khansa Jones-Muhammad. We will see you tomorrow, 2:30 to 4:30 at the California African American Museum. It's free. It's free. Dr. Sharita is next on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 Things You Should Know with BIN News. Senator Ted Cruz revealed that the Army helicopter involved in last week's mid-air collision near D.C. had its advanced surveillance system turned off. The crash killed 67 people.